My name is Roman Santos. My wife and I have attended Springs for over 25 years. The church has always been our home away from home. Like so many, it's a place where we've planted our roots and have grown our family. But our story almost didn't happen. I'll let my wife catch you up.
I remember so clearly still. The congregation was packed. Leon was up at the front, and for the past maybe month or so, everybody's been hyping it up. There's this awesome news, there's amazing news.
So, the city that we're going to plant in next is Calgary.
And I just remember the entire congregation erupting, so much celebration. Everybody was cheering and clapping their hands. And I remember sitting there, I'm like, that is amazing. Good for you guys. Every service would pass, and just little nudges, I get little heart punches. And I'm like, I don't know what you're thinking about, God. There's no way. And then Danny spoke on a Saturday night, and he didn't speak anything. He didn't say anything about Calgary. He didn't mention who's going out to Calgary. He talked about your destiny. He talked about what are you doing and how are you impacting the future. And that's when the bow and arrow straight to my heart. Boof. Okay, God, I'll go, but I don't know, I don't want to. And then as every Sunday passed, it got a little more clear. And I'm like, okay, God, I'll go. And I think I want to. The ball started rolling and I started getting excited. And so I called Roman. Yeah, we're still dating. Yeah.
Been almost 5 years.
Yeah, almost 5 years. I call him and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go to Calgary. But it was like crickets on the other line.
I don't really want to. I think I'm good. So yeah, we actually broke up for a year, which was honestly really good for us because we got to grow ourselves separately. I don't even know if she knew that I was still going into the church that she had brought me to without her, right?
Being with somebody for over 4 years to nothing at all. I remember crying myself to sleep for probably an entire month in Calgary, asking God, what am I doing here? I feel so alone, I have no family here. And then I would just get into the Word and remind myself, okay, what is my purpose? Having nobody besides the people that you moved out with. They weren't my family, but they become your family.
Yeah.
After the year of not talking at all, basically cold turkey, we reconnected somehow, whether it was an email or a text, I don't even remember.
MSN Messenger.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay, so I think it's easy to see that in the end, I made my way out to Calgary. It was our home and where we first laid down roots as a young family. And throughout our 12 years there, church was always our constant. We volunteered in areas such as media and resource. Our kids were literally born into a life that always kept church at the center of our lives. Springs, Calgary was our home, but it wasn't until a personal loss that I started to feel the pull to come back to Winnipeg.
We're on 8 years now since I lost my mom. And I think because family is so important to us, we always wanted to find a road back home. And I always tried forcing it myself, trying to find positions, trying to apply for different jobs that were here. And it just, never panned out. And that was fine, life was really good in Calgary.
I remember just driving down out of nowhere. It's so worst case scenario, say our parents only lived 10 more years. And we only see them 3 times a year, maybe 4. How many times do you think we'll see them? He's like, is that enough for you? And I bawled. This is the power of when you connect and you pray on the same goal, then things open. When you start to walk, doors just end up opening.
It was November of 2019 when one of our good friends, he had approached me. He knew my heart wanted to come back to Winnipeg, and he said, I might have something for you. It was a really good fit. I came home and told Feliz that I think this is it. I think this is the one.
And once we aligned and started praying together, that's when it was a lot easier, and the opportunity just almost came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
almost the opposite,
Mhm.
because I wanted to go back home.
And I didn't,
she's like,
because I
"Oh,
loved
no."
Calgary.
Yeah.
I love Calgary, not loved. I love Calgary. I love the family that we made out there, but we knew that Springs was here. So there was no loss. It was a win-win for us. We had family here, we had his new position here, and we had Springs here. And so it was just meant to be. What Heart for the House is really in the name. It's your heart for this house. Like you are giving your time, your expertise, your knowledge, your resources, everything to build this house.
What we get to sow into is eternal. Jesus said the only thing he would build is his church, and we count it an honor to come alongside so many others to help build it. What you and I are giving towards has eternal impact and significance. On November 20th, we're taking up our Heart for the House offering. Let's pray and believe together that the financial gift we sow will change lives.